So, hello everybody and welcome. Yes, welcome and welcome back to BSN Network. Today we welcome you about BSN Network, here about the BSN Network Studios here back at this YouTube channel. I'm your host of this YouTube channel. We welcome you inside here. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully everybody had a great time with their family, of course. Although Thanksgiving was already done after this weekend. After Thursday, you're still, if people traveled, hopefully everybody had a good time with their family. But now today, it's back to the grind. It's Monday. Mondays though on pods are pretty fun because I do like, talking about the NFL, talking about the Jets game, which I'm going to talk about the Jets game, and, I'm not too disappointed of how they played. They played a pretty good football game. It's when it came down to the fourth quarter, they couldn't hang on. So I'm not too mad about that. Of course, yes, five in a row. So it's tough. We moved to, we got NFL, Russell Westbrook, the Greek Freak. Russell Westbrook and the Greek Freak are the same thing. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans versus Tennessee Titans, Nets, Knicks, and Rangers. And right here I've got my Christmas tree. Little one. It's not my real one. I'll tell you that. Because if it was my real one, it would probably wouldn't even fit here. So a little Christmas tree. I decided to put it up. Thanksgiving over. It's time to get thinking in about Christmas. So I got all that ready. And I'm going to put lights up here. All right around there. Lights there. And then maybe like something there. So definitely going to keep it decorated. So let's get into it here. The week 12 of the NFL was usual. There were some pretty good games. There were some pretty There were games that could have been won. Jets game. There was games that 3 games ended in a field goal. And, these games, I love these games. I love the close games. I really thought the Jets game was going to end in a field goal. Not going to admit the 28-27 score that I predicted came pretty close to, being a 28-27 score. So, this is definitely a kind of tough week for this Giants team, after they played, but let's get into it. So first we got the Giants-Eagles. I'm going to do that game after all of this. We have the Bills-Jaguars. Bills came out in this game, played great. They played amazing. They looked great. Josh Allen just looked, he looked phenomenal out there. They, as a team, looked great. This was one of these games where they just came together as a team, won the game. Of course, all what happened, of course, when, after in the beginning of the game, Fournette threw some punches at Shaq Lawson. That's all. The Jaguars didn't do a good job of that. The Jaguars didn't do a good job of, rebounding from that. They still thought of that. And the Bills did a good job rebounding that. They won the game. Big win for the Bills because they're 4-7. Mathematically, they're not out of it. But they have Miami next week. That's a winnable game. But I don't think they make the playoffs. But I think they find themselves in the hunt at the end of the season. So, when they show the playoff brackets and they show the in the hunt, I think you'll find the Bills in the hunt at 5-7. But, it is. I don't think they're going to make it, but you may see them in the hunt. Panthers-Seahawks. So that was a game I got right, the Bills game. So I'm 4-0 now. Right, 4-0. And I'm going to say I got the Giants game right. Eagles did beat the Giants, so I'm just going to count myself as 5-0. Okay, so 5-0, good start on the picks. Now this is where I go 5-1. Seahawks-Panthers. This was a game where the Seahawks won it on a field goal. This was a very, very good game. This was a hard-fought game. Panthers, of course, played great. Seahawks played great. Seahawks outplayed Panthers. They won. And, they win 30-27. They're not complete. They're still in the playoffs. Seahawks are definitely still in the hunt. So, still talk about the Seahawks. I got this one right, so I moved to 6-1. 34-17. Ravens won against the Raiders. Ravens, Lamar Jackson got 20 points in fantasy. Although I had him on my bench, I still won in fantasy, so it felt great. I think I moved to the playoffs in fantasy, so it feels great. So Ravens won. Lamar Jackson played some great football. In the beginning had struggled with the interceptions, ran for a touchdown, threw a touchdown to Crabtree. They won big, 34-17. Predicted them to win big. Buccaneers 49ers. I'm 6-1 now. I moved to 7-1. I predicted the Buccaneers to win this game. I really do think that the Buccaneers had a little bit of a better team. I just think that the 49ers offense isn't all that powerful. So I moved to 7-1 now. Browns Bengals, I moved to 7-2. Browns crushed these guys, 35-20. Hugh Jackson, of course, was with the Bengals, and it was funny at the end of the game. He tried to give Baker Mayfield a hug, but Baker Mayfield was like, "Yeah, no, I don't want that." That was pretty funny. But the Browns came out, Baker 4 touchdowns, and he played great. He played unbelievable football. Browns are all of a sudden in the hunt. They're 4-6-1. The remaining schedule here becomes I'm going to read it to you right now. The remaining schedule comes. So here it is. So the remaining schedule. Let me just read it off. Okay, they're 4-6-1. They're the bottom of their division, but they haven't played that bad. Texans, that's gonna be a hard game. Although they've seen to stick in the hard games, that's gonna be hard. Panthers is gonna be hard. Broncos might be hard, but they can compete with the Broncos. They may be able to compete with the Broncos. Then we have the Bengals. They're going to be able to compete with the Bengals again. That's a winnable game. Ravens, they could compete with the Ravens. If they can compete with the Steelers, they can compete with the Ravens. I definitely think that the Browns have a chance to find 2 more wins, maybe go 7-9, 6-10. I don't say the playoffs. Some people are all of a sudden, Browns are in the hunt, but I will not say that. Now I'm 7-2 on my picks. Patriots-Jets game, I'll talk about that. Chargers-Cardinals, I said the Chargers to blow this game out, and I said it, and I moved to 8-2. Chargers won against the Cardinals. They blew them out. Cardinals, I don't know what's wrong this season. They're just not having a season. But the Chargers won again. They're 9-3. 8-3. They're just unreal this season. They're playing great football. Steelers-Broncos, I got this one wrong, so 8-3 on the picks. Broncos-Steelers. Broncos won 24-17. Steelers, of course, that interception late in the game. This game was all about missed opportunities for the Steelers. All right, they had the one play where the wide open receiver, Big Ben, wide open receiver running. If he caught it, it would have been an easy touchdown. And he drops it. Okay, that's a missed opportunity. James Conner ran for about probably like 20 yards on a run and fumbles it. Okay. That's another missed opportunity. And then, of course, late in the game, they're at like the 2-yard line. They try to draw a fake throw, and nose tackle comes up with the interception. They lose the game. Steelers, when they look at that film, they're not going to be happy. They're going to know that they could have won that game in so many different places. They're going to know they could have won that game. That was such a winnable game for the Steelers. Broncos did not play the cleanest football. They had some wide open receivers in the secondary, and Steelers had missed opportunities. But Broncos played some good football, but it could have been cleaner. Colts Dolphins, I predicted the Colts to win this game. 9-3 now my picks. Of course, the Colts came out again 27-24. They win this game. Colts right now are 6-5. I think they're like 1 game out of making the wild card. It's gonna be. They definitely have a chance to make this wild card. They're looking great. They're playing great. Good job to the Colts. Now here we move into the Packers-Vikings game. I predicted the Vikings to win this, so 10-3 on my picks. We got to give ourselves applause. After last week going 5-7 and turning around and going 10-3, it's pretty good. Vikings, of course, won, and then Texans-Titans, they won. So I'm 10-3 on my picks. I am 10-4 technically because I did say the Jets would win because I don't usually pick against the Jets, but I did go 10-4 technically, so I'm still happy about that. I want to go 11-4. I really think I could do that. But let's talk about the Jets. All right, the Jets last night. I mean, not last night. The Jets yesterday played a heck of a football game. All right, and it came down of who finished, and I was texting somebody during the game, and I told them, I was like this. I said, if the Jets played a good first half, but you need to win the game with 60 minutes of football. 30 minutes of football is good, but 60 minutes of football is going to get you to win the game, championship, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? They played 30 minutes of football, and that's what happens when you play 30 minutes of football. So if the Jets played 60 minutes of football, it would have been a different story. But if they instead they decided, you know what, guys, let's go out there and play 30 minutes of football, and then we'll be good, and maybe it'll be a close game, right? Their defense and offense decided to play 30 minutes of football. All right. Their defense, looking at the stats, let up 17 points in the first half. They only let up 10 points. So their defense and their offense was like, you know what, guys, we played 30 minutes of football. That's all good. Let's go out there and, hope for the best. And let's just hope that, Brady throws an interception right through us, and that's the only way we're going to score the game. Because that's what really seemed to happen. I mean, they scored 3 points in the second half. That was it. 3 points in the second half, right? Not happy with some of the play calls. Todd Bowles, or not the play calls, but not happy with somehow Todd Bowles handled the situation. He, was saying how, he was, with about 6 minutes left in the game, they get the ball back. 5 minutes left, they get the ball back, right? And they're getting the ball. They're driving. They're around they're very close to the end zone. I don't think they scored this drive. No, they didn't, because this is the drive they went for it on 4th down. So 5 minutes left, they get the ball back. All good, right? It's all good. They don't use one timeout in that moment. They don't use one timeout. I don't know if Bowles was thinking about, if we score the touchdown quickly here, we give the ball back, we use our timeouts for defense. That's the thing with Todd Bowles. He's always thinking about the defense. He sometimes got to think about the offense. I know defense is a little more important because, you see there when your defense is... Their offense yesterday was not the greatest. I mean, it was definitely better in the first half, but you see what happens when your offense is all right and your defense is playing great. You're beating the Patriots at one point in the game. Jets had this game in grasp. They definitely did. They had this game in their hands, and you know what they did? In the second half, they just let it go. And all of what they just did, all of the good momentum they had, it was a tie game. It was a 10-10 game going into the half. 10-10 game going into the half. Okay, the 10-10 game is up for grabs. That's a winnable game. If for any team, anybody, I don't care the skill, I don't care the talent, it's a winnable game. Okay, the Citadel, Alabama, 10-10 at the half. Yes, Alabama won the game 50-7. The Citadel had a chance to kick a field goal and take the lead 13-10. Instead of a penalty, back them up, miss the field goal. But, you kick a field goal, it's a different story. Maybe Alabama doesn't get the ball at the 50-yard line. Alabama, maybe doesn't drive down the field. They have to go the length of a football field. Or 75 yards of the football field. Or 80, right? It's a winnable game. Jets decided to let this game go and say, Patriots, here's your 8th win, and blah, 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 so on. I'm not mad at the Jets played. I'm just mad at how they played in the second half. All right? Defense fell apart. As for the Jets, fans are probably very, very, very frustrated. This is how it's gonna be. It's gonna be definitely going to be this is how the Jets season has been, and it will be. All right, frustrating season. As for Jets fans, I'm pretty sure Jamal Adams said, and they asked him for the fans, and he said, you know what, just keep playing with us. Keep cheering us on. Thanks for coming to the game. Just keep cheering us on. It's definitely a big blow on the season. This is a Jets team that was 3-3. Right, they were 3-3, and if I think 1 point, if they would have won that Vikings game, they would have been 4-3. They had winnable games all over the place. That Vikings game, with how they were playing, that was such a winnable game. Such a winnable game. Right? That Patriots game yesterday, that was not a bad game. That was a winnable game. Any game is winnable. Alright, any game is winnable. But the Giants lose 25-22 on a game-winning field goal. Giants, I'm going to say it now. I never, ever stick up for Odell Beckham because I don't like him, and I don't like the Giants really. But I have to admit, Giants should have easily won that game. Or at least, yeah. In the end zone of that play, it was a clear grab on the jersey. I saw it. At first, I was looking away at the TV, or I was looking at my phone, or I was doing something, and then I looked up at the TV, and when they were saying Beckham, and I was like, what happened to Beckham? What did he do now? Did he punch another locker? I saw him complain to the ref. I'm like, come on, Beckham, really, man? And then I watched the play over again, but it was clear. The guy grabbed his jersey, kind of pulled him back. He went to the side, and he grabbed his jersey again, and then he had to like reach for the ball. It was, oh my goodness. I honestly never stick up for him. I'm on Beckham's side. I don't like him. But for this one moment, and this one moment only, I'm going to say that was such a hold on Beckham. I saw it, and I'm going to be honest. And, that blew the Giants game right there. Blew the Giants game. All right. Another thing, the Patriots had 10 penalties for 100 yards or something. It's, this was a Giants team that was winning 19-3 at this first half, by the way. All right. And I'm not mad that they lost. I'm just saying that they were, because they were real. That was our 19-11 at the second half. This was a game for this Giants team that they seen that this was one of these games that the Giants had it in their hands, and they were all over the place. They couldn't find any way to do it. So now we're going to move here to Russell Westbrook and the Greek Freak. Greek Freak's Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can't say his last name, that's why I call him the Greek Freak, because there's been some chatter about Russell and, how he's so good, and I'm going to compare him to one of the better basketball players in the league and really see who's better. Russell I think he got the record for triple-doubles passing a player. I don't know who, though. I try to look while I was taking my notes yesterday. I was typing through, and I was like, Russell Westbrook, who did he pass? And it didn't tell me anybody's name. It was weird. It was just awkward. So I know he passed it because I saw, when you're watching games on the bottom of the screen, stuff comes up. I saw it. So while I was watching the Nets game the other night. So obviously here, Russell Westbrook, basketball player, OKC Thunder, coming off of an injury. He missed mostly the season. I'm pretty sure that's the season, right? Yeah. This is a guy that's a very, very cocky player, a very talkative player. If I had to compare him and Draymond, I would probably take Russell in a close battle because I don't like Draymond Green. I don't. And I don't like Russell, but I would do Draymond Green first, if anything. I would do Draymond Green first. Russell Westbrook last night, or the 24th, against the Nuggets, they had 39 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 23 field goal, 1 of 12 on his 3-point percentage, 10 rebounds, 12 assists, gets a triple-double. Right. He had 11 points, 1 of 5 3-point percentage, 11 rebounds, 13 assists. Gets a triple-double. Right? This season he's having 33.1 minutes per game, 23.2 points per game, 45.9 field goal percentage. The 3-point percentage is 17.6. That is horrendous. I don't know what has gone wrong with his three-pointers, but they have not gone right. I'll tell you that. 9.5 rebounds, 9.3 assists, and then 2.1 steals. This is a guy who's averaging probably triple-double per game. In my eyes, though, triple-doubles don't always matter. Yes, they could help out your team, but, you look at him, 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. I don't really think that's great, right? And that's dropping his average, and, that's when as a coach, you really can't trust him. Because if you can't trust him to score you points and you can only trust him to get triple-doubles, it's not the best thing in the world. Triple-doubles are good and all. Oh, I got triple-double. Yeah. I mean, they're good and all, but, I really don't think that triple-doubles are all that. You could drop 50 points and get 1 rebound, 1 assist. Everybody's going to be talking about the 50 points. Triple-doubles, I feel like they kind of avoid your points when points matter in the NBA. This is one sport, though, that defense doesn't always matter. Defense, this is the one sport in the NBA that defense matters. Because, defense matters, but it never seems to do anything because every team seems to just... these scores are in the hundreds. You look at these scores. They're in the hundreds. Defense in this it's very... Basketball is an easier sport to, score and stuff in because of how the defense is played. It's not like in the NBA. The NFL. You have all these powerhouse defenses that can hold you to field goal, 3 points, 7 points, 1 touchdown, whatever the case may be. The Greek Freak now. The Greek Freak stats now, and I'll tell you who's better in my opinion. I think it's the Greek Freak. Looking at his stats and overall play, the Greek Freak. See, look, this is what happens. See, 34 points, 18 rebounds, 35 points, 33 points, 29 points, 23 points, 31 points, 22 points, 27 points, 24 points, 23 points. Russell is about 11, 10, 9. 11, 10, 9. 11, 10, 10. With the triple doubles. See what happens? And look whose team is doing it slightly better. The Greek Freak. It is the Bucks. 39 minutes, 34 points, 9-16 field goal percentage, 0 of 3 in the 3-point percentage, 18 rebounds and 8 assists, 2 steals. He doesn't shoot 3-pointers very often. He's more of a pound into the net kite type of dude. But he's a great. He's a great dunker. He can dunk. He's a great overall player. But he's not. He's nothing. He does not shoot the 3 ball much. He does shoot it, but, he doesn't shoot it much. He only shot it 3 times, then 1 time, then 3 times, then 6 times. And then 4 times, 2 times, 1 time. His 3-point percentage is down. It's because he doesn't shoot them much, but when you look at Westbrook, he's shooting like 7 of them, or 9 of them, and he's going 0 for 9, 1 and 9, not that great. I'm going to say the Greek Freak's better. 27.2 points per game. Field goal percentage 57.7. 3-point percentage is 11.1. Not happy. 13.0 is rebound. 5.7 is his assist. And 1.4 is his steals. And, he's a good rebounder, great rebounder, and great player for this Bucks team. And part of the reason why this Bucks team is doing what they're doing this season. So that's what I got for that. So, everybody's saying, oh, Russell Westbrook's so good. He's a talented player and everything, but I don't think he's all that. When you compare him to some of the bigger stars, even if you compare him, I could compare him to a D'Angelo Russell on the Brooklyn Nets, and he would probably, D'Angelo Russell, I'm going to talk about him when I talk about the Nets next. D'Angelo Russell looked great yesterday. He looked great. 38 points. Even though they lost, but he had 38 points. That team's coming together, and you're going to see next 2 seasons that team's going to come together, the Brooklyn Nets. Today, 8:15 p.m., Texans, Titans, ESPN. It's going to be a good game. I'm very excited to watch this game. I think it's like 2, teams that really just, try to, are just having a borderline average season. I'm going to say that the Texans will pull this game out because of course, yeah, I think they'll win this game. Texans, I definitely think they'll win this game. I think they're gonna win this game because of their offense. Let's look at the stat. Look at the. They are right now AFC South. They're 7-3. They own this division. This is a huge game for the Texans because if they lose this game, they're 7-4. Then all of a sudden, their Colts are only one game out. They easily can win this division. They're 7-3 on a 7-game win streak. This is a team right now. Deshaun Watson's playing great. This defense is playing great. J.J. Watt, especially, is playing great. It's a team that's coming together and playing good football. Browns is going to be that's a winnable game. Colts is going to be all of a sudden an interesting game. All of a sudden. Jets, that's a winnable game. Texans, Eagles, that's going to be a close game. I think that they can pull it out. And then they have the Jaguars, which is a very winnable game because at the beginning of the season you look at that and you may say, "Wow, I think the Jaguars are probably going to win that game." But Jaguars are 3-8 right now. It's fallen 7 straight games. So anyway, so let's get in. So Texans, I say win because of their defense. I say they're going to play better defense, and I think they also have the better offense at the moment. At the moment, they have the better offense, and the Titans here. We'll get the Titans. Of course, are coming into this game. Trying to really get a win because if they can win this game, they move to 6-5. This is a big game for both teams. But Titans have the Jets next week. That's going to be winnable, but I really do think after how the Jets played yesterday, they could honestly possibly lose that game. That's a winnable game for the Titans. Winnable against Jaguars. Winnable Giants. The Redskins are going to be tough. Colts is going to be tougher. This is a team here that has many winnable games to go. Their schedule eases up after kind of a game like this. So I have to admit, I give the Texans the win just because of the offense and because they have a little bit better of a defense at the moment. And I think they're the hotter team at the moment. I think they're the hotter team at the moment. They have the 7-game win streak. You can't get much more better than that, right? You can't. That's what I got. So now we move into here the Nets, Knicks, and Rangers. The Nets yesterday, I have to admit, played some great basketball. They lost by only 2 points. They moved to 8-13, struggling this season. But a great game for D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell played great. They play Wednesday against the Jazz. That should be definitely gonna watch that game. Did not really watch the Nets game last night. I watched the highlights of it. It looked great game. But I watched the highlights, but I didn't watch it because football Sunday. So I watched all the football games. Knicks won against the Grizzlies, 103-98. Knicks are 7-14. Pistons, they play tomorrow. I'll do that game tomorrow. And then the Rangers, 2 tough losses. I predicted them both to win. They play today against the Senators. They're home. I say they win. But the Rangers have definitely have fallen a little bit after getting all those wins. After winning at their 7 of their last 9, they've started to fall a little bit, struggle a little bit. But it's definitely going to come down to the playoffs. So I'm excited to watch the Rangers tomorrow. I'm going to do a special edition. Tuesday I'm going to obviously recap the Texans-Titans game. I'm also going to do I think I'm going to do it. I probably will. Top 10 best athletes. Top 10 best athletes ever. I'm just going to do it, just because, I find, sometimes I try to make these, instead of talking about today's sports, sometimes, do top 10 best athletes. Now I'm going to do kind of now, the athletes of now, I may put, I'm going to do probably, I'm going to probably put that are playing now, like athletes and stuff that are playing now, but I don't know, I don't know if I'm going to do it special, I may do it special where it's just baseball, football, and basketball combined, and then, I'll make a top 10 out of that, because I definitely want to get a few players on it. I want to get LeBron on the list, without a doubt. I want to get LeBron, I want to get MJ on the list, without a doubt. I want to get those 2 guys I want on the list. Okay, for baseball, I would love to get probably, Jeter on the list. Maybe Barry Bonds, but some players like that, Jeter definitely. Some guys. I'm just naming some players that I definitely want on the list. For basketball, I would probably, like I said, and for maybe NFL, I would love, to see maybe, Brady on the list, Peyton Manning on the list. I'm going to think about it. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm just going to do it across the 3, but tomorrow I'll be heads up. If you see me talking about it, that's why. Anyway, so hope everybody enjoyed it, and enjoy your week, enjoy your Monday, like always. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.